The River Ouse drifts down through Sussex from Ashdown Forest, where its waters were once used by the early iron smelters, divides in two the old town of Lewes, and after cutting through the South Downs, emerges into the English Channel at Newhaven. This is calm and placid countryside, and the stretch of the river between Lewes and the sea is dotted with quiet Sussex villages and fertile, productive farmland. There are still strong, old-fashioned people hereabouts, and good old-fashioned pubs, giving the lie to that fine man of Sussex, Hilaire Belloc's great fear, when he wrote, "From the towns all inns have been driven, from the villages most. Change your hearts or you will lose your inns, and you will deserve to have lost them. But when you have lost your inns, drown your empty selves, for you will have lost the last of England." Happily, good pubs and inns survive in the Ouse Valley. Fred Mouland from Shepherd's Cottages at Iford is in his 80s and has spent his life as a farm worker. He's still a keen gardener and enjoys the company of his golden pheasant Tommy and of his donkeys Jenny and Bambi, which he sometimes uses to do the heavy work.
I started off as a cowman at the age of 8. I had to get up, milk and milk in the mornings during the 1914-18 war. Then after that, I took to horses, and I was driving horses for 3 different people. My father, I used to do a lot of colt breaking. I used to breaking colts for a bloke named Billy Wadey and George Barlow. My father used to get the work out of them, and I used to get £3 for breaking each one in. And that was when I was only picking up 5 shillings a week. Tommy, Tommy. Tommy, come on, Tommy. When I'm on my own, I can talk to him and he talk to me. Come on, come on. But he's shy. Come on, come on. Good boy, good boy. He's like me. Good boy. I'm shy where the ladies are and he's shy where anybody is. Good boy, good boy, Tommy. Come on, pretty boy.
He's a very spectacular bird, though.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Well, he was an egg when I had him first.
Tommy. What's this Guinness Book of Records pumpkin?
I'm trying to beat it. Whether I will or not, I don't know. Yes, they're over 100 weight each, I should think, by the one I had before. I got one in a wheelbarrow in a photo I can show you, and that weighed 115 pounds.
And how about the weather at the moment? Is this rain going to put a bit of weight on your pumpkins?
I hope so, because they absorb a lot through the leaf as well as through the root. Too wet today. It's best when they can walk easy. Their old feet sunk in. They've got small ones, you see. And being so wet, that's why I use the little arrow instead of the big one, because when they put the extra pressure on, they went right down as deep as it was ploughed.
Can you get donkey harness?
Yes, but it costs you £1,000 to harness each one.
Where did yours come from then?
I made it.
Out of what?
You know, scrap. A pair of cord trousers and binder twine and sawboat.
Creeping nearer, and many families with children will be searching for a pumpkin to hollow out and turn into a lantern. Well, a gardener in Sussex could be the man to help. He's grown 1/4 of a ton of pumpkins from just one plant, and now doesn't know what to do with them, not surprisingly. Nick Knowles reports.
When gardener Fred Mouland planted a pumpkin seed on a piece of waste ground, he was hoping there'd be enough to go round for himself, his family, and the family of his employers. But as the prize fruit grew, he realised the plant was becoming something of a monster. In all, it produced 6 plump cucurbita pepo. That's the Latin name. So what does he intend to do with the 560 pounds of vine fruit he's currently sitting on?
Cut 'em up, some of it. I don't know what'll happen to all of it. It just depends how many people want pumpkin, because it's bigger than ever I've grown before. It's just my record anyway, and this one I'm sitting on is the heaviest one ever I've grown. 115 pen was the heaviest up till this year, and now this one's 138, I think it is.
The Robinsons, that's the family Mr. Mouland works for, intend to take some pumpkin north for the employees of their other farm in Scotland. Meanwhile, Fred ponders the problem of how to dispose of the perfect plump pumpkins he picked. Nick Knowles, Coast to Coast.
Fred Mouland was born 81 years ago into a farming family in Dorset. The eldest of 4 boys, Fred learned little at school, but was fluent in all the agricultural skills by the time he reached his teens. He longed to be a professional footballer, but made do with a more rural career. His particular pride and joy was caring for the team of heavy horses on his father's farm, despite the poor pay.
You had to work hard, and you only got just what you earned. My wages was 38 shillings a week when I got married. You had to do the ploughing, the sowing, everything on the land.
After marrying, he settled down as a farmhand on a large estate at Iford village on the banks of the River Ouse near Lewes. Over the years, he has done virtually every job going on the farm. Despite his age, Fred is still actively employed as a gardener and a handyman around the estate and village. His allotment yields prize-winning vegetables year in, year out, thanks to hours of back-breaking effort and country-cunning. And he always has his animals to keep him company.
Tommy, pretty boy. I always have loved animals, any sort of animal. No, come on. Yeah. He's a golden pheasant, and he was an egg. And he talks to me when I'm on my own, and he's a pet. I had him brought here as an egg, put him under a bantam, and I got Tommy. And he's been my stock bird ever since. Come on. Every morning when I go there, open the door, he jumps up on that board, and he doesn't tempt to come out. Give more. It's like any pet. Come on. Come on. You take to each other. Come on. Bit more. Yeah, I like to see stuff grow. I always have. When I first left school, instead of being a cowman, I wanted to be a gardener. But in that day and age, you had to do what Father said. So it was a cowman I had to be, till I went with the horses. I grow all sorts out there. At the present day, I got carrots, parsnip, beetroot, broad beans, dwarf beans, peas, shallots. I had a chap here come for plants, and he said, "Good God, I've never seen no beans and peas look so well as that anywhere this season. How'd you manage it with all this dry weather?" I just shrugged my shoulders, I don't know. But they do look well. I've got 2 donkeys, Jenny and Bambi, and I'm very fond of them, and they are very fond of me, as I can prove. One time a day when they used to go round the towns taking rag and bones, I always said when I was young, when I take a pension, I'm going to be a rag and bone collector. I'm going to have a donkey and cart and do it. Well, I've got my donkeys, but the trades are gone. There's no cart. And it is an old thing too, is to get half rot. Only I've been so long making it, they got rotted in the process, because it's been outside. It's a miniature dung cart like we used to use years ago, only it doesn't tip up because I never finished it. I should be going down the old spinney and get wood down there with a chainsaw, saw up a lot. Then when I think I got an afternoon's work for the 2 donks and myself, with a bit of luck, we'll make about 3 trips down there of an afternoon, and then I should have enough wood to last me the winter.
Fred's garden and the hedgerows around Iford village are heavy with fruit, vegetables, flowers and berries, ripe for the making of a variety of country wines. It's Fred's hobby, and one which he pursues with enthusiasm and pride. Many of his wines have won awards at local shows over the years.
I make all sorts. I make quince, I make elderberry, rhubarb, gooseberry, Mayflower champagne, elderflower champagne, beetroot wine and parsnip wine. Tea wine's my favourite because I can either put mixed fruit or raisins or dates. That way you stagger the sugar and you get 3 different varieties. You get dry, medium and sweet. And you always get the sweet with the dates. I don't make it because I drink it. I make it for a pastime. And whatever I can see out on the hedgerows or anywhere, if I think I can make a drink out of it, I always have a go. The whole wine, that is a tonic, and so is the Mayflower wine a tonic. It's a witch's brew, and it's good for their health. Anyone that comes round and fancy a glass of wine, they have it. It brings me a few visitors. I was making rhubarb and gooseberry, half and half. Instead of putting 6.5 to 7 pound of rhubarb to the gallon, I only put about 3.5. And I put 3 pound of gooseberries, which was last year's and very sweet. And for that gallon, I should get away with putting about 1 pound of sugar. It's a pleasant drink. It is a very nice flavour. And it's not a dry one, and it's not a real sweet one. And it won't be ready for about 12 months. But if I keep it 2 years, it'll be better still. This is Rice Brooks. We always used to graze it all, but now, since they cut down with the herds, they use it for corn as well as grass. They do sort of lay farming down here now. And we used to do it all by hand, cutting it and pulling it out so that the water's clear. It's very nice down here in the summer, but not in the winter. It's too wet and stodgy. But on the downs, you can nearly always find somewhere up there to walk without getting dirty. And on a clear day, you can see so much further. When I used to come out early and do the dairy, you could see the rice bank from home, but all this used to be like level with mist, where it laid in the valley. You can sit here and relax, you can see the water, you can see all the scenery, you can look up on the Mount Cavan, you can watch the motorway, see the traffic go along, and It's like being in heaven, you're in peace. You hear the frog every so often. The old herons, they stop on the brooks chiefly. They don't go to the river much. I don't think they like the salt water. There's a couple of herons' nests in that spinney where I was yesterday. I have semi-retired, though I work harder now than I did before. I used to come down here with a mate fishing, but I'm afraid that day's gone. I haven't got time. My eldest boy come hedgelaying with me once. I wanted him to take it up, and he said, no fear. He says, only bloody fools and horses work like that. And he's taken to it like a duck taking the water, and he wouldn't give it up. It means that the old traditions, the old skills won't die out quite so soon. A good hedge laid is better than barbed wire for cattle to shelter under. As you know by the hedgelayer's poem, why we do it. Farmer's hedge was a terrible mess. 'Twas tall and overgrown. Brambles and briars had taken over, and the headland couldn't be mown. The gaps appeared where the hedge had died, where that old doomed cow could creep. The hedge was full of well-trod tracks by the feet of many sheep. The hedger arrived with gloves and tools, sharp and ready for the task. But before he started to put things right, he had a hot drink from his flask. The hedge at last began to take shape. With the slasher, the brambles are cleared. With his billock, he cuts his binders and stakes and sharpens them just like spears. Welding his beetle, he drives the stakes in firm to hold the hedge in place. Layer upon layer the boughs are laid, or partly cut through at their base. The hedge complete with great craft and skill. He's tired at the end of the day, so down to the pub for a pint or two, because he knows the sheep won't stray.
Now there are 3 generations of Moulands famous for their hedgelaying.
It took him 4 years to persuade me to go hedgelaying, and I went along and I met the fellas and I got hooked. All his life he's been a hard-working fellow, as you can see by his allotment, and it seems a shame really to think that there's a lot of his knowledge that will go and disappear when, well, a few years, another 20 years we hope, that when he leaves us. It does seem a shame, because he was a thatcher and made his own rabbit nets and all that. And it takes people to tell you what a marvellous old gentleman he is, and he is really, yeah.
Unlike Edith, Fred has lived alone since his wife Daisy died 4 years ago. When he goes home after a hard day's work, he relaxes with a pipe and his memories.
We got married against their parents' wish, and there's a proof in the photo with her aunt, her uncle, and her cousins. None of my people in the church whatsoever. Daisy Florence. And I made the right move when I married her. We was happy. Right up to the end. It's not fair why they should take one and not the other. I'm over 80, and my father lived to be 96. And unfortunately, I look like catching him up.
Taste of the good life and his home brew.
Since I moved to East Sussex, I've spent most of my time on the Downs. I've lived in Iford now roughly 40 years, and I don't expect I should live anywhere else. We've been doing the family tree, and right through all the generation, as far as we can tell now, I am the oldest one living. I've been hedgelaying roughly about 60 years. I started when I worked for my father. Most of my family's taken it up with me now. 3 grandsons took it up. It gives them a chance to get away from their original work, and they're hoping to carry on the tradition when I'm finished. Hedgelaying is a way of preserving your hedge. Because if you let it go, you've got no bottom. Anything can go through it. It's a thing I've been used to doing, and I can still manage it, so I still do it. Don't want it to die out. Now the government are giving grants, there's more of it being done. I had some pheasant eggs give me when they come Tommy, a golden pheasant.
Hey boy, aren't you going to have nothing to say this morning, eh? Tommy.
I've made a fuss of him ever since.
Come on, freak, freak, freak.
Freak, yeah, I don't know how he come like that. But he's just as friendly as Tommy. I've got my 3 ferrets up there. I use them to go and get a rabbit occasionally when I've got time. Mine don't whip. I can play with them, cuddle them. I've got 2 donkeys, which I mess about with here on the allotment when I feel like it, to break the monotony of their life. Bambi and Jenny, they're 2 faithful friends. But they place me up sometimes. She's happy and it keeps your mind occupied. Unfortunate, I lost my wife in '87. That's what made me take up winemaking again, because we used to make it when we first got married. Quince wine, you just cut them into 4, soak them in a gallon of cold water for 7 days, strain them off, add your sugar, bottle it up, cork them loosely for a start, and then when they stop fermenting, put your corks in. There's not many quince about, but it's a pleasant drink.
Tea wine, carrot wine, parsnip wine. I've had very few failures.
It's a good pastime. You've always got plenty of friends that come and sample it. I never am going to retire completely, because I can't bear to sit about. I don't want to be a cabbage like some I know. I've got plenty to do.
That's nice, isn't it? And look, Fred's given me a bottle of quince wine. Or not just me, it's for Nick as well. That should pick us up. My goodness, that smells strong. I'll try a bit of that later on. Don't worry, I won't have too much.
First of all, the saplings are chopped away at the base, leaving a sliver of living tree and bark through which the vital sap can still travel to sustain hedge growth. Using this flexible hinge, the saplings are bent over to form the body of the hedge, and it requires a surprising amount of effort to get them to lean in the required direction in spite of such a tenuous link. The competition has attracted over 60 entrants of all ages, and each man has been allotted a 10-yard stretch which he must transform in little over 4 hours. Are you enjoying it?
Well, we've got to, ain't it?
How old are you, if that's not a rude question?
That ain't a rude question. I was 80, the 30th of May this year. But we got a young man up there further who's 5 years older than me, my old mate Fred.
Will you beat him?
I don't know yet. He's had 5 years running start on me, hasn't he?
And on my way to see Fred, I came across possibly the most ingenious use of a shepherd's leg crook. How long have you been cutting hedges, Fred?
60 years.
How old are you now?
85.
Why do you keep doing it?
Well, if you don't keep on, the youngsters won't take it up, will they? I've got a son and 2 grandsons doing it, so I've got to keep going.
By now the hedge was...
It's shelter for cattle. It's a good stock fence. If it's looked after properly, it's better than that old barbed wire.